Hello and welcome back to Real Estate Agent School. If you are a real estate agent struggling with sellers wanting to wait because of interest rates, because of the market, because of all the factors that are currently going on, this video is for you. I recently got this comment from a subscriber of mine that is concerned that a seller is wanting to wait because they'll get more interest on their home if interest rates come down and what they should do in this situation. And in this video, I'm going to cover exactly what you should say and exactly why you can help this seller come out on top even in the current market conditions. So when it comes to a seller that is wanting to get top dollar for their home and you're having the conversation with them and they are just adamant on waiting because they know that when interest rates drop, their home will sell for more, you have to structure your conversation properly. In this video, I'm going to go over exactly how to do that. And the first thing to know is that when rates drop, it gets so much more competitive. The one thing to consider is if your market is already competitive with where interest rates are at right now, when rates come down, that is only going to get worse. And so the things you need to compare and make sure your seller knows is yes, if rates come down, your home may sell for more. But on the other end, your purchase may be brutal. If it was anything like the last couple of years where there was bidding wars, competition, over asking price, over appraised value, all of the above, it may actually end up costing them more waiting than selling now, getting a great deal and refinancing in the future. I'm going to break down the numbers, so don't worry, stay tuned for the end of this video because I'm going to show you exactly how to run those numbers for your seller to make sure they understand that moving sooner rather than later may actually make sense. So the first thing that you want to consider when you're having this conversation with your seller is what type of home they're purchasing. If they're purchasing a less expensive home or a smaller home, this may not be as much of a factor because the purchase price is going to be lower. But if they are upgrading into a more expensive home, this now becomes a serious factor that we need to take into consideration. The reason why this is so important is twofold. One, because if they're purchasing a home that is smaller, less expensive, the rate as well as purchase price is not going to matter as much. And it's also not going to appreciate as fast as a larger home would. Obviously, if you have a $200,000 home at 5% appreciation or a $400,000 home at 5% appreciation, you technically will be making more money off of the larger, more expensive home. So I want to run some quick numbers on some homes to give you an example of how the numbers chalk out for a seller when they're trying to decide if they should sell now or sell later. So let's take, for example, a $400,000 house with 10% down. Say they're taking some money from the sale to use as down payment at a 6.7% interest rate. Your monthly payment is just going to be right over $2,700 a month. This is estimated tax and insurance as well. This is all in cost. Now, a lot of time when people are concerned about interest rate, agents never ask the question of what the ideal interest rate is for that person before they pull the trigger. So by asking and they say, we want to wait until they hit 4%. Is this realistic? Is it not realistic? Could it take 5 years? Who knows? We're not going to go into that in this video. But if they say 4%, let's run the numbers on this scenario as well. That same exact house, $400,000 purchase price, 10% down at a 4% interest rate, your payment is now just over $2,100. You're roughly saving about $600 a month difference from a 6.7% interest rate to a 4% interest rate. So over a year's time, this is going to cost you about $7,000 more for the higher interest rate home. The reason why this number is important is because over a year's time, say it only took a year for rates to drop. Say they waited a year, rates came down to 4%, they would have saved $7,000 roughly. So the question I want you to ask the seller or even ask yourself is right now, if you were to help them purchase a home, could you get that home under contract for $7,000 less than purchase price, $7,000 towards their closing costs, $7,000 incentive, whatever it may be? Could you save them $7,000 right now? The answer majority of the time is yes. You can get a great deal right now because of the market and because of interest rates. The other thing I want you to keep in mind is majority of the time you can even do better than what the extra cost would be from an interest rate standpoint. The reason why this is important is because the seller is going to say, well, yeah, you could probably get us the difference, but we're going to get a haircut on selling our home. We're going to make way less money by selling now than selling in the future. And the comment I want you to respond with, or something to think about, is this. If you were to sell your home right now, how much less do you think you'd be selling it for? The homeowner may say $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 of what they think they should be selling their home for. Now, reverse the situation and say, okay, in 12 months from now, when rates are at 4%, with how competitive the market is already, how much over asking price do you think you're going to have to offer to get your offer accepted on your dream house? This question alone will turn the tables, because they're going to realize that majority of the time they're going to have to go over asking price and be more competitive than what they would be losing out on selling right now. So the beautiful scenario about this is if you can make the math work where they sell sooner, get them a great deal on their new home, sell their home for a great price, and then have them refinance when rates come down, majority of the time you are saving them money. With this all being said, if you have a seller that is wanting to wait due to interest rates, run them through the scenario, ask them these questions, and see what their response is. In real estate and in sales, it's not about just getting a deal. Obviously, we want to take care of people, and my entire mentality when I knock doors, have conversation with prospects, is to have a lifelong relationship with them. I want to be their realtor for their life, their kids' lives, their grandkids' lives. And the way you earn that business is by just asking questions, not being pushy, and educating them on truly what the numbers look like in a scenario like this. So hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully you learned something that you can implement into your business right now. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the free content that I provide. And I hope to see you in the next video.